Yay, part two, really short. We'll sum it up. And so it's really, really important to be very self-aware. And that's what enlightenment and ascension is. You can wake up one morning and absolutely know something and feel inspired and feel awake and feel tuned in to what you didn't yesterday. And so just allow the process of awakening and ascension is going to want you to expand all that you are, because you're a multidimensional being, to really let go of the older thought patterns, the older belief patterns that you held about yourself. You are an expansive being of light. You're an expansive being of spirit, of God, of source essence that is connected to all universes, all timelines, all bodies, all forms. And while you're posed with the limitations every day, what beliefs are holding you back in limitation? What beliefs are holding you in cycles of abuse? Whether you're fearful of it happening again, or whether you're still carrying around the anxiety or the worry that others that approach you will do the same experiences and have those same stories. Once you've chosen to learn the story and you've seen it from the angles from which it was meant to teach you in honor of you, because you're a strong soul and you're meant to have seen it from different angles and perspectives, as hard as it has been, those of us that have gone through varying degrees of mental and emotional and vibrational abuse. And most often than not, it's so hard to, especially the emotional and the mental side of things, it's so much harder to come out of those experiences, because there's nothing in our real world right now that approaches that from a multidimensional level and experience. But we're now here offering it to you. We're here to remind you that you're divine source essence and you can heal anything, and allowing yourself to know that in whatever vibrational experience you're in, you can entrain this new version of you by knowing and beginning from the very center of where you began, which is that perfect divine essence. And you get to choose the new high vibrational belief, not carry on residue from your abuses and from your dysfunction, to set standards for your inner home and your inner sacred space, so that all are being valued, so that all have the worthiness of their own expression, so that all are absolutely in love and benevolence and the safety of their environment. And they all have that freedom and that free will to express and to love and to be expressive in their highest light. That each person in all circles has their right to grow. Each person has their right to express their own growth and to have their own back in what feels good and what doesn't feel good. And it's not for anyone in any circle to say what is sometimes some of the manipulations that occur at the very subtle level, and those that have been in these experiences over and over and over again, it's often hard to come forward and express the type of fine manipulations that go on and mind control that go on, because it's at such a refined state of disassembling and deconstructing that sense of self. That when you speak for your right to be heard, and you speak for your right to be treated with care and kindness, or that your emotional well-being is not being cared for, or that you feel stunted and you're not feeling the fluidity or the resources to be given time and energy for growth, and you're not being supported in your growth in any way, physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically, and you're being stunted in any way, and when you're bringing these things forward, you're then brought down and verbally told that it's the various stages of your own insecurity, or your own how dare you bring this forward, and you have no right to talk about your own your own wellness factor, or you're being thought as silly and sensitive because you're bringing such things forward. So just trust how you feel. Trust how you feel. Those of us that have been in those experiences, especially those that use energy malevolently and use energy to control people and use energy and mind games and manipulation to harm the path of others and to harm the benefit of others, those experiences are done at a very covert level, and they know what they're doing and they know how they're doing it. And so trust how you feel. And those situations run in our social systems. When you know in your gut that what you're being told and what you're being shown is not a truth, know who you are and start creating your reality. Let go of those experiences as quickly as possible, and don't even engage in rebuttal. Don't even engage in it, because it's a waste of your energy, and you don't want to continue the conversations that go nowhere. because those that are still spiraling in those experiences to control outcome, to control energy, to control resources, their own fears and their own insecurities of not wanting to face their own lack of growth and their own ability to grow beyond their fears. And that's why they do that. Their wounds, their deep wounds, the covert narcissism and grandiose narcissism, Munchausen, all of those experiences are their own fears of self-preservation, that they feel they must preserve themselves and safety keep themselves in systems of abuse to get one over, to win over others, to partake in various mental and emotional and vibrational or energetic abuses, to self-preserve who they are. So see it from the highest vantage point and disengage, because it's not worth the energy to even continue trying to heal those situations. Each person has to take full accountability and full direction on their own healing plan to get to the bottom of the root energies of lack of safety and lack of self. And it's always those two energies, because they don't feel safe within who they are and who they've defined themselves to be, and why they create such aggressive plans to harm others, so that they stay safe within their reality that is changing. And it will continue to change because light is bathing, and all of these illusory realities are now being uplifted. Everything that was under will be lifted up. And all of those energies of dysfunction that so many have been surviving within and have been not held accountable because the reality on the outer levels of consciousness of the collective has not been aware enough and not been refined in their own daily self-care to recognize what is a mental and emotional abuse. And so now that people are becoming more aware, their consciousness level is saying, well, there is something going on there. The stories don't add up. The outcomes are not adding up. The money's not adding up. Things are not adding up. And there's now truth that is now coming forward in all different arenas of all of our social platforms, because what was hidden will come forward. And the truth and the vibrational truth of consciousness is so much better, because we're seeing through, and the light and the truth is piercing through all that was left in clouds and messes. Those vibrational mental messes is the confusional stories that just keep getting spun to confuse people involved. And that's how those that are in the control of it, they do so, and they know exactly what they're doing, because it just allows everybody to maintain a level of not knowing what's going on. And so each person is responsible for taking themselves out of the confusing mess. And you know when you feel something within that it's not right, to get yourself out of it. Because those that are in it are just as guilty, and not coming forward to say, hey, that's not okay. How you're treating that person is not okay. The unjust things that have been said is not okay. That's vibrational and emotional and mental abuse, because it's all going into the ethers, and at some point it has to be all cleared. And so every single person on this planet is meant to live sovereignly, to align with their highest and their best, to stand purely and truthfully within who they are and have the right to be so, to have the right to speak their truth, because that is their path with God, spirit, source, creator. Everything is spirit. Everything is spirit. Your body is pure spirit. How you treat your body, the beliefs you hold and align with your body will determine and will be the reality of how much light your body is able to process and integrate and then transmute and then translate, because your body isn't a vessel of light. Your body is spirit. And so if it's not being treated as spirit, it's not being loved as spirit, it's not being honored as spirit, and you're allowing yourselves in these dysfunctional stories that inhibit you on every level, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, or energetically, or whatever you want to call it, because it is spirit and it wants to expand. And so in those cases, if you're not allowing its most expansive light platform, if you're not allowing it to be bathed and nourished and feel safe in those environments, then you're holding yourself back on who you believe yourself to be as sacred. As Jesus said, you're worthy of the best raiments. Don't feel bad about it. Know that you're worthy of great raiments. Know that you're worthy of having a beautiful, safe environment. Know that you're worthy of a safe tribe that loves you and honors you and lifts you up high and wants you to grow and expand. So know very keenly of what energies you're carrying forward, and release all energies of victimhood. Rewrite your story. Now be aware of, are you speaking that you are a benevolent being? You're no longer a victim. Are you speaking in the awareness, yes, I've got this, and I'm going to start recreating my story. I am the leader. I am the master of my story now. I'm not speaking as a victim. I'm speaking as a beautiful victor. I'm the victor of my path. I'm the driver of my path, and I'm rewriting my story, and I'm rewriting my history. Because when you do so, that now ripples through all past experiences and changes all past experiences. And that's why you can make really tremendous growth experience is exponential into this light field, and you can feel it. When you make those profound moments of your pure intention and your will transcends everything else. And that's another way that you can feel good and confident, because many of us go through lots of healing that fear about what if they come back, what if they try and sabotage, what if they try and this, and what if they try and that, when you've gone through so many experiences of fighting the uphill mountain experience and constantly being pulled back down by blocks and hurdles and veils and you know, the sabotaging experiences that others place before you. And you get into that fear, well, what if this happens again? And you end up carrying that residue of trauma with you. But just know that your pure will and your intent, and you're working in your alliance with light. Your alliance with light is everything, because your alliance in light is every cell. Knowing that your cells are worthy of honoring that light. Your cells are worthy of calling in that light. Your cells are worthy of calling up the light of your soul and working with the light of your soul. And everything that is light will support you, as we said earlier in our other videos. And there is no us and them. Remember, there's nothing against you. And so the more that you work with those alliances of light, then all of those other realms of stories just fall away, because you're surrendering the victimhood. There is nothing against me. I'm moving in my highest and my best, and I send and I wish all prayers. And all of those experiences were meant to bring me to a higher level of self-love and self-awareness, so that I can navigate even the most refined knowings and behaviors. And you can even notice and support others that are going through those behaviors as well. When you're noticing that they're still behaving from victimhood, and they're still falling down into that victimhood energy because of what they've gone through, the abuses they've gone through, and just offer compassion and offer them a way that you can be healed. You can be healed through this, no matter what you've been through and the abuses you've been through. And know that those that do abuse and those that do behave in those arenas of malevolence of energy and malevolence of using energy in malevolent ways, those are the ones that are the abused, and those are the ones that are also not willing to heal their own wounds. And they're teaching you your greatest strength. So it's all one. And so release the victimhood stories and allow yourself to know that, attune yourself in any moment when you're carrying forward any residue, and know that you can transform it. Because this now moment of Vesica Pisces, you're creating your new template of light, and you have a bedding of light that will support you in that. Because light, the alliance of light, is the support of your light, but you have to choose it. And you have to know with your pure will, I will choose it. I will transcend my abuse. I will transcend the behaviors where you come home and you just feel all bad because I let that opportunity to meet someone new go because I was in so much fear that they would treat me the way the past person did. So you're not your past. So stand up and know that you can transcend any abuses, and some of the abuses have been so traumatic. In any way that anyone puts you down for feeling and being expressive, anyone that puts you down and degrades you for being exactly who you are, whether it's your sexual preference, whether it's your spiritual expression, whether it's your dress, however it is, any expression of you as light, move away from those experiences and know that you have that right to, because you have the right to feel loved and safe and fully empowered and uplifted for being the fullest expression of you. That's your human right. You have the human right to be fully evolutionary in all ways. And so know that you will be supported, and you will find those, and you will call those in at a soul level that will support you at that soul level. And just say your mantras and your affirmations throughout your day. I'm calling in those souls that will support me in my fullest expression. I'm meant to be a leader of great human experience. I'm meant to be a great leader of human evolution. And I will be a supporter of this to others as they are supporting me. And I release all stories, and I release all energies and all behaviors that have brought forward in residue of pain and abuse and trauma and dysfunction. Because I'm going to change the story now. I'm going to help others change it too. And so just know that. Forgive everyone, because they're going through their traumas as well, and sometimes they're just not strong enough to face their own shadow and heal it for themselves, and whatever, and just know that spirit is absolutely accountable for everything, and spirit knows exactly what's going on all levels. And so just know that there's always reasons why you're going through what you're going through, and it's usually to help others. And so we wanted to offer this in great celebration, because we're now offering a 60-minute counseling, Ascension counseling. And through the beautiful inspiration from my teams, because my teams, obviously, they're the councils of light, and they see what is going on over the collective levels and what's needed at a collective level. And knowing that what is available for humanity, and the most often than not, because of our oligarchy structures, that there's not a lot of outlets for people to have those personal counseling sessions that understand soul wounding, that understand the psyche wounding, that understand how to transcend soul trauma and timeline trauma, akashic trauma. Most are not dealt with at the 3D level, and they're not offered in a way that is compatible to what people have available for their resources and their costs. So we're offering it to you now. We're so excited. It's called Ascension Counseling and Healing, and where you have 60 minutes to talk with us, your teams and your higher selves and the councils of light and any angelics that come forward. Your healing teams will be present in all of the sessions. And we talk about one or two or three key areas that you want to move through and process. So whether it's an energy of a trauma, whether it's the energy of black magic, whether it's an energy of any level of hindrance, block that you're moving through in any one moment, maybe just to talk for an hour and just to express those energies and get them moving. And then we set up a positive, practical enhancement plan for you to start taking steps towards understanding yourself and the behaviors that you carry based on the vibrational stories. And then to have you go away and do your own homework as to what vibrational stories are holding you back and how to transcend it. Really come forward with a positive enhancement plan for you so that you're working with the alchemy of energy in every day and understanding yourself as energy and the world around you as energy. And so we're really happy to bring those forward. It's called Ascension Counseling. And that Ascension Counseling session is 60 minutes, and you will have your teams with you. And we will be doing a beautiful, loving session of beautiful soul listening, and you'll have your teams with you, and you get to write the notes down, and you'll also be given the video for your own inner work and your own reflection and your own daily self-care, so that you can write down key points where you're carrying forward any residue of trauma or abuse or challenge, or you really want to step into the higher vibrational with your higher self and knowing what is your path of direction, to focus your energy, to intend your energy, and to know that you can be healed, and what healing tips your teams have for you. And sometimes your teams come up with different things. Sometimes they come up with herbs, sometimes they come up with colors, sometimes they come up with your entanglement with Gaia. So I've had clients from all over the world, and these energies and these sessions come up, and they bring up anything that is your body, your multidimensional body would need at that time. And they also, they're showing me now that there will be oftentimes energies within the Akash that are also held within the family, that are at the family level, that you can begin taking that upon yourself if you so wish, to clear out family karma that's been carried with you, that you can, surrender to the councils and understand how to work and alchemize your energy. Because everything that has been created must be alchemized. And if it's in your story, then it has to be alchemized by you. And you can do this because you're a master. And so those sessions are now available to you. So just email me, joannacosmicangel@yahoo.com. That's my email. And these sessions are $111 USD. And those prices were brought to me from Spirit. Spirit shows me all of my offerings and gives me the price points on them, on what is the most reasonable for the collective and for what the collective needs. And so also too, in our vocational alignment sessions, and many of you have brought those packages from me, and so I'm so excited to work with you. And there's sessions of 4. Your teams of light and your guidance teams come with us in those sessions, and we do certain ceremonies and initiations with you. And those initiations are also brought forward with whatever the council see is moving with the current collective consciousness level. And that's why those vocational alignments, whether it's business opportunities, your business that you have, anything that you're working with, that you want to ensure that you're maintaining its level of light, it's maintaining your level of the future of humanity, the socio-altruistic level of humanity, and aligning with light programs. The councils of light come in and offer those tips and hints to keep the business, if you will, and your passionate vocational offering in alignment with where the consciousness of the human collective is going, because you want to maintain, your offering and your consciousness experience with the alignment of the light program, so that you're maintaining the platform and the templates with how we are progressing as a collective. Our consciousness level is everything. And so wake up out of the mental mind viruses and step out and know that the light will be offered with you, and you'll have a constant alliance with light as you ask for it and as you seek it. So we're so happy to be with you here today, and just love and honor all, because they're allowing you to be your best. Love and honor all experiences from your past, and bless all experiences from your past, because the gratitude and the appreciation and the value that you hold for all past experiences, no matter how hard it is, and believe me, I know how hard it is, to feel love and compassion for those that have harmed you the most. Just feel the deep love and compassion for them, because they're allowing you your greatest strength, and they're allowing your greatest wisdoms and intelligences to help others. And so we're so grateful for all of you. And we love you, dear lighted ones, and we thank you so much for tuning in today. Our donation key is below if you'd like to donate to us, and our email and all of the links are below. So please feel free to like and share our videos. And we love you so much for a beautiful fifth dimensional human experience. We're so excited. Rainbow kisses. Bye.